here. Up there. Maybe. Maybe not. I'll turn these off. Got that over here. Or used up all the fire crystals. Alright, hello everyone. It is Monday, September 28, 2015. I'm Dentral, and we are still playing Final Fantasy XI online. Alright, did a little streaming on the weekend, Saturday to be precise. Wanted to see if we could actually bust through all our campaign medals in one go, since they reduced the cooldown to a single hour. And yeah, we got it done. I was surprised. It was painful, especially towards the end. Like, God, I want to do this anymore. Alright, so we were going to be playing on the Xbox, because that's what we had been playing on. But the capture card decided to do its, I don't want to, well, I don't know what I'm doing anymore thing, so, I had to do a last-minute switch to the, PC version. Means all my inventory is all unsorted, but it should be okay. There's a monk macros, that's the last sense macro. We were in the middle of doing our daily bonecraft synthesis for Unity points, and looks like we just finally got what we were aiming for there. Yep. So let's just use up the last 2 items that we have going here. 20,000 there, which will get us another chapter very easily for our... we're saving up for the Assassin's Vest. We're going to upgrade that from the Ordinary Relic all the way to the Plunderer's Vest +1. I think I said that right. The only problem is we are lacking an Assassin's Vest to actually upgrade. My past couple of trips into Dynamis Buburimu have been, well, let's just say I've gotten a lot of stuff I already have. Alright, so we're going to do Windurst missions tonight. I believe that's what the thing says. Let me double check here. Be embarrassing if it doesn't. Yep, Windurst missions for 3. I think I might even spelled Windurst correctly. Just to be sure, no current missions, which means we need to go to a gatehouse and pick one up. Easy enough. I think there's only 2 Windurst missions left to get rank 10. I may be wrong on that. I've heard good things about the final battle. The spoilers. Each nation kind of does the same thing for their final battle, where one of the city bosses will join you, and you got to keep them alive. Sandoria, which is the one I've done the most, leaves you with Trion, who is the world's crappiest tank. Just basically runs up there, hits provoke, and just like with his sword. Never cast a cure spell, never does protect or sentinel or anything. Or at least he didn't do that back when we were doing him, and he was so hard to keep up because just wanted to tank everything, and he was so squishy. I've heard wonderful things about the Star Sibyl, that she actually is useful and not so squishy. But let's see what the Taro has to say. I shall now read out the missions you are able to receive. Written in the stars. Yes. Gives me a moment to scroll down and find it here. Fixed Ministry, Awakening the Gods, Vane, Jester Who'd Be King, already done with these, Doll of the Dead, Moon Reading, uh-oh, uh-oh, dang it. We accepted the wrong one. It's okay, but it's not really okay. It's gives us something to do, and we'll be able to get some additional what's it called? Conquest points? Yeah, because the thing I really forgot to do, forgot to trade crystals to unlock it. Travel to another home point. Current region, we want Windurst Walls. Home point number 1. Yes. We're going to be talking to Zubaba, and hopefully this is going to be a simple fetch quest. If not, then I will trade nations back to Sandy. That should wipe out this mission. And then I can switch missions back. Or switch nations back to Windurst, and that should be good there. I've never tested that. It may not work. And if not, it's going to be a serious waste of 8,000 gil. But it's 8,000 gil. It's a little bit of money if you don't have any. I understand that. So let's see. Profile. Windurst. Sport Windurst. Fun stuffs. We're going to go talk to Zubaba, and I'm actually kind of surprised that I remember where she is. Unfortunately, she's up past Kupipi, but not all the way up to the Star Sibyl. I believe so. Last time, Simon Lafina called you to Heaven's Tower. This time, it's the head lady in waiting, Zubaba, who has issued us with a summons to give you. I can't even imagine what kind of mission wishing awaits. Second there, I thought I was going to have to maneuver myself through the door, but no, not this time. Still curious how they plan on doing this game as a mobile MMO, or mobile MO, or whatever they call that. I wonder if they're even going to make it to the States. It'll be a shame if it doesn't. I'm going to use is Zubaba. There you is. Oh, short. Okay, be an easy one. You're late. Late. You pathetic adventurers are never, ever on time. You think that being late affects only you, my dear? Did you ever think of those who have to wait for you? And what of the people who have to wait for the people who are waiting for you? You see, your lack of punctuality creates problems for all of Vanadil. Are you paying attention, young lady? Very well. Let me tell you why I have summoned you here. I have heard of your exploits from the young lady in the clerical chamber. Surely an adventurer of your stature knows of Horotu ruins. I wish for you to travel to its central tower and rid the place of the wicked creatures that lurk below. It may be in ruins, but ever since the first Star Sibyl sealed it, the central tower has been a place very sacred and important to Windurst. In the past, we have had other adventurers travel there to confirm the Star Sibyl's readings. However, recently, there has been a rise in monster activity in the ruins. And that is all the more reason to have you journey down there and cleanse our holy tower. If you understand your mission, then be off with you. Do not forget to bring back 3 rusty daggers as proof of your work. Oh, no. It's this one. Alright, so we're going to have to change the thief, because we're going to need treasure hunter for this. Other than that, this will be fairly straightforward. In fact, I'm not even going to waste time running back. Just going to be a warp deal. It'll take us right outside our Mog house. You know, playing on the Xbox all weekend and dealing with the graphics, and the graphics aren't bad on the Xbox 360. They're actually quite nice, but the PC is just so much nicer. Oh well. Come on. There you is. Oh no, not a quest. Master, FFXI Kupo. Sleeping on that mahogany bed has made me homesick. Why are my mannequins naked? Moogle, what did... Okay. Weren't expecting company. Sleeping on that mahogany bed has made me homesick, Kupo. We just let you go last week, you know. Okay. Will my benevolent master give for Moogle some time off to visit with Mama and Papa Moogle, Kupo? No, your time is mine. Thank you, Kupo. I have one more favor to ask. I want to take my family on a picnic, Kupo. Papa Moogle is mad for fishing, so I want to give him a shrimp lure. Well, those are expensive. Mama Moogle would bake a scrumptious Moogle pie to take with us, but she'd need a stick of Sobina butter. That's pretty cheap. I haven't the foggiest idea of how to get either of these things, Kupo. Whatever am I to do, Kupo? Gotta love the noises they make. Like, yeah. Alright, change those. We need thief. So yeah, in case y'all hadn't noticed, I hadn't even finished all the MogSafe expansions on this tune. In fact, a couple weeks back, we only had 50 slots on both MogSafe and the MogSafe number 2. Because, yeah, I'm lazy. But we're working on fixing that. Oh, and one other thing. I think this happened Saturday. We finally got the Thief beat improved to the +1 finally, and now it's there for good. This is the one that I'm going to be replacing next. I'm going to make it from 117 up to 119 to match these. I understand that these boots are not best in slot, that there's some that would argue that the SPL Gambison is better than the Thief Relic body at 119, and the same with the cap that the Empyrean gear upgraded would be better. And I'm not going to discount that. I looked at the stats and I agree they are better, and these are probably not worth all the REMS chapters that you need to upgrade it. That being said, I'm of the mind of I love matching sets. This is not matching at the moment and drives me crazy. But I don't know if you can tell with these guys, you know, it's if you can get it all to match, then it's awesome. This guy, he doesn't match. But it's okay, because this is really close to what I used to wear for a long time. Close, not exactly. Yeah. Complete set. A lot of these are high quality one sets. You can't see it on here because it looks the same. This is the high quality. Yeah, starts with an L. I want to say Lusian or Lusiat. And some of these are just stuff that drops in Dynamis Tabnasia. I've gotten off topic, or I've gotten off track here. Area you entered from. So I will probably get the Empyrean set for my Thief, since it's so much better than Relic, and you could probably say Empyrean is better than Relic for most jobs. But I want to do it right, and so yeah, I forget where we're going. We're going to need to go to... See, I don't have the 3-mage key for it, though. I don't even remember what the name of the door is. I think it's called 3-mage door. Probably wrong. Let me actually get headed over there, and then I'll talk about it. So we need Port Windurst by the entrance. Yes, please. Same zone, just clear across the other side of the zone. There is a door in, I believe it's Inner Horototo Ruins, where you need 3 mages standing on separate deals. You need a white mage standing here, a red mage standing here, and black mage standing there. We live in a time now where it's very difficult to get 2 other players on mage jobs to help you out with these kind of things. And they did create a quest which I believe is what this is. Teleportation assistant. Original release areas. There it is. Morai Canal. That's where we're headed to. And they did create one so that one player could open it, but to do that quest, you actually have to have been on the other side of the door, and then farm 3 daggers, which is what we're getting ready to do here. And they give you a key item. I don't know if it's a key item or an actual key. I think it's a key item, so that one player can open the door without needing friends. They did create a workaround, a very long quest line for the Rhinostery Guild that, excuse me, lets you bypass the door and go straight to Morai Canal, which is what I just did, and you can actually come into it from behind. And here's our skeleton buddies, which we need to kill. Only the ones that have the sword, or the club and the shield, are going to drop what we have, or what we need. Okay. Worried about this. Alright, that one's got Treasure Hunter, so we're going to stick Thief's Knife in the main hand, then we're going to put Sand Dung in the offhand. And you switch macros over to Thief. Macros, edit macro, Thief. Alright, we got a bone chip. I'm gonna worry about killing that guy unless we run out of dudes to kill, then we'll come back in, because maybe. Oh. Gave faint. I believe that ups Treasure Hunter just ever so slightly. Doesn't look like it though, does it? Well, we're getting a lot of bone chips. Scan. King of Wands, King of Batons. What's down here? One 1,000, 2 1,000. My experience, sometimes sneak attack helps apply Treasure Hunter. This time it didn't seem to have done it. Worry it's going to be one of them nights. There, click that back there. Alright, here's another one. We're just going to start killing everything. Rusty dagger? Yes! 1 rusty dagger. 2 to go. More bone chips. Anybody down there? Yeah, but it's a dark knight. I'll kill him anyways. That's what I was trying to do on that last one, but things just don't always happen the way we want them to. seems like treasure hunters firing off every time on a scroll of gravity. On the mage ones. Need it happening on the mage ones, but I'm just waiting for all my macros I got in here to just fire off. Probably too early for sneak attack, isn't it? Oh, it's never too early for sneak attack. Bye-bye. Wow. My treasure hunter is broken. He's trying to run away from me. Don't blame him. I would have been trying to run away too. Crazed Mithrin mismatched gear. And let's go over here. Another bone chip. Right down there? Nope. Right over here. Just a bat. Battle bat. Indigo here. Mage. Here's a melee. Feeling good about this one. Hehe. 2. Alright, we just need one more. Here's me getting cocky. Let's go and equip the warp ring. No, you did not just try and bind me. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Bum. Click. Crappiest drop rate ever. Wow. Alright, pile of answer sheets. I'm gonna guess that's for a quest. Batons. Can you open the gate of light? Nope, door is firmly closed. So why would the King of Batons be locked in here? I'm sure that's also for a quest. No, you just didn't laugh at me. Alright. And we got a bone chip. No. Alright, sneak attack is still on, so I want to use it on one of the dudes with one of the shields. Didn't really seem to have done much, did it? chips we've gotten so far. No idea. Not really important. I'm gonna live again. It's towards the bottom normally? Yeah. Gelatin, giant femurs. A little over a stack. There. Buddy down there. See if these dudes have popped yet. Doesn't look like it. Nope. Nope. We got a mage around the corner here. 2 mages around the corner. 3 mages. There we go. Look for you to stop. Stop, 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 stop. Stop, stop, stop. He doesn't want to stop. Hey, we got a bone chip and a rusty dagger. Alright, we're gonna double check, make sure we got 3. Uno, dos, tres. Alright. Warp ring. We need to know where to go now. Do I trade them directly to... Maybe I do. Whereas I just glanced at the description for that mission, and it didn't really seem to be the same thing. On the command of Zubaba, the head lady-in-waiting, you are to journey beneath the central magic tower of the Horotuto ruins. There, you are to report to the facility managed by Heaven's Tower, which protects the talisman that seals castles of all. Render whatever assistance is necessary. Did I forget to do something? I think I did. Alright. I'm gonna pull this up here. Google's there. FF11 written in the stars. Now we gotta wait for the page to load, because FF11 Encyclopedia can be so slow sometimes. Note, if you're repeating this quest or doing it for the first time after skipping it, you will not get the key item. Please read the notes section below for the changes to the quest. Gather a group that includes Black Mage. Once you have your group gathered, head out to Lily's Tower. Got 3 Mage Gate. Alright, we're just going to... Okay, we're going to trade the 3 Rusty Daggers to Zubaba. Kupipi may have asked you before to trade Rollenberry to Kupipi. If she doesn't ask you for it, just trade her one after the mission is finished. Even if you traded her the Rollenberry before accepting the mission, she will remember and reward you with portal time. Alright. Got a bad feeling about this, though. I think we forgot to do something. But I'm sure she'll be more than happy to tell us. Have fun. Current region, Windurst walls. Number 1. Yes. Everyone cross your fingers. Let's hope I did this right. nothing else, I still have the 3 rusty daggers. In hindsight, don't ever skip this quest when you're doing it, this mission when you're doing it on your own. I don't even like the fact that it is skippable. I think that was a bad call on Square Enix's part, and they shouldn't have made this one skippable, but they did, and nothing to really do about it now. So, the retinous kitty. Kitties are unhappy with me tonight. I'm not letting them sit on the electronics like they like to. Alright. Click. You say the lady-in-waiting Zubaba request your audience? It must be all good things I told her about you. Don't screw up, or I'm the one who's going to pay. Another thing, PC versus Xbox. Given I make the Xbox more difficult than you need it to. But keyboard typing link shell chat so much more easier than keypad typing link shell chat. Even getting these little forward slashes on this keypad thingy. Not an ordeal, it's just not ideal, especially when you're trying to do stuff that I can't remember what you're trying to do at the moment. Alright, moment of truth. Did I do this right, or was I supposed to talk to someone that you didn't say that I was supposed to talk to? 1, 2, 3. Looks good. Well. I'm impressed that a mere adventurer such as yourself was able to carry out my bidding. If you ever wish another respite from your wastrel existence, then I will arrange some more honest work for you. Alright. Now, she won't give you the portal charm by itself. That's another kind of a hidden quest. Because you have to complete this first, and then you talk to Kupipi, and then she says something about giving me a Roland Berry. And according to the wiki, sometimes she doesn't say that. And everyone's all like confused as to what to do. I'm going to call it a glitchy bug. They say if you give her a Roland Berry, even if she doesn't ask for it, as long as you have this mission completed, then she'll give you the portal charm. Or maybe she told you about it some other time. Nobody would know. This looks good. You are the kind adventurer that brought me the Roland Berry? I don't remember that, but sure. Oh, wait right here. I have a little something for you. With this, you can open the sealed portal in the Horototo ruins by yourself. Don't worry, I haven't got the old Battle Axe Zubaba's permission. I told her that with this key, our brave adventurer could clean the central tower at any time. Keep up the good work for Windurst. And if you're ever in Juneau, give me more Roland Berries. Yay, we got the portal charm. Alright, so wasn't all bad. I mean, given it added 40 minutes that we could have been using towards, you know, getting rank 10. Alright, so, next, we're gonna go to a gate guard, and we're gonna trade them 2? Maybe 3 stacks of earth crystals. Let's see how many earth crystals we got. New house, all case. Hey, look at that. It hasn't even populated yet. There we go. We don't have a whole lot of earth. What do we have a whole lot of? Nothing. They must have tossed a bunch of these. Okay. We got a lot of wind. So... go to another home point. Current region. Port Windurst. The entrance. Yes, please. Click, click, click. There we go. Come on. I don't believe the gate guards will take clusters. I don't know why they wouldn't. Probably just simple programming. Now we are waiting for our inventory to load. There we go. One cluster. 2 wind clusters. 3 wind cluster. There we go. So we're going to trade these to you, my diminutive little friend. Your rank points are full! We've added excess, excuse me, to your conquest points. You do not need to donate any more crystals. Go to the gatehouse guard. Go to the gatehouse for further instructions. Alright, Taru. Oh, goody woody. Nice to see you drop by. So, what mission will you take upon yourself today? There we go. Doll of the Dead. Yes, I'm going to accept the mission. Click. Reading. Well, hello! How are you doing tonight? Doll of the Dead. Alright, you must have your rank point bar approximately 1/3 full in order to accept this mission. This requires trading 91 crystals, 7 stacks and 7 light, and set dark counts 2.5. Or, you know, you can do like I did, 3 stacks of wind crystals nowadays will fill up your bar quite nicely. You're going to receive the mission from the gatehouse, and then talk to the NPCs in this order. Talk to Apururu at the monastery in Windurst Woods. Alright. So, we're going to talk to a gate guard. Oh, Cyndaquil, Minister Apururu is asking for you. She went to the arrestory to fetch Minister Jito's wizardly wares, so I guess that means he's on the road to recovery. Ah, me and my big gulpy mouth. I really need to learn to keep you weeping my voice down. Yeah, really do. Alright, you have accepted the mission. So we are headed to... place. Beyond Stars. No. Windurst Woods. Travel to another home point. Current region. Windurst Woods. We'll take the one by the Mock House. I think that's closest. And... there's going to be some running around. I'm going to try to remember to switch into my movement speed boots. To speed that up some. Although the inventory probably will not even load until we get to where we're going. But we got Flea until then. You don't want to go in a straight line, are you? Alright, that should be open. There we go. Equipment. Arion boots. Normal quality Arion boots. Apururu. Let's see how the brother's doing. Ah, Cyndaquil, my dear brother has finally woken from his coma. He's right here. Please come with me. Cyndaquil, we have some serious problems. Thanks to you, I was able to see all that was written in the Book of the Gods. We must act before Windurst is wiped off the face of Vanadil. Oh, shoot. After I found you missing from the Dark Dungeon, I knew I'd find you here at Jito Maru Jitu. Sema Lefina. Great galloping Gigas. I just can't get away from you. Quick, use warp. I'm not here to arrest you this time. You must come with me to Heaven's Tower immediately. The Bearer of Darkness has returned. The Bearer of Darkness? What is the Star Sybil? We don't know. We haven't been able to open the door to her chambers. But with your magic, we should be able to get in. Alright, hopefully it'll take us directly to Heaven's Tower. That would be awesome. No. No. Are you coming? I don't think I've ever seen Similafina in such a tizzy-wizzy. The Star Sybil, Ajido Marujido. I hope they'll be okay. Really? You're not coming? I guess not. Alright, that's fine. It's Japanese sisterly love for you right there. No, it's not. Oh, don't bum bum. Click, click, click. Go, go, go. Travel to another home point. Current region. Windurst Walls. Home point number 1. Yes, please. Alright, we're going to zone into Heaven's Tower for a small cutscene, and we're going to head up to the top of the tower to Star Sybil in Heaven's Tower for a cutscene. We get to talk to a Pururu at the monastery again. Make sure you get a cutscene about helping the father out. The father? I wonder if that's the father that made the Cardians. What was his name? Zumpa Zippa? I think that was his name. Oh, and we get to talk to Yorin Orin. Maybe we'll find more on his girlfriend. Maybe. Maybe not. Probably not. Because I don't think she exists. Somebody's been writing him love letters. Be our short cutscene. Maybe not. What's that dude? Don't come any closer. The Diza Star. Or Sybil. Ugh. Little fiend. Ugh. Our Sybil. Creepy looking little dude. Open. Thank you. Your turn. Open. Not in a rush or anything. And flee back up. Yes! Flee up the stairs. I'm gonna worry about scratching the paint on the left side. So many stairs that I think, even with flee, that it'll wear off before you get to the top. Almost there. Oh, so close. But yeah. Just cut that stair climbing time in half. We have to wonder, is the corrupted little creepy man Zampa Zippa? Or is he Ajido Marujido? I must apologize, Star Sybil. We have failed in our duty to keep intruders from your chambers. We'll pursue the creature at once. The rest of the Sybil guards will be placed under Ajido Marujido's command. Oh, Lord help us all. Wait! You'll be wasting your time. Nobody can stop that thing. What are you saying? You have knowledge of this fiend? Star Sybil. The magic the creature was using was no ordinary spellcraft. That power was of the stars and the moon, the same power that pulses through the Horototo ruins and fills the mana orbs. It was the magic of Fenrir, the great beast that resided in the full moon fountain. You felt it, didn't you? Idiocy. The great beast is no longer? No longer what? Fenrir has left the full moon fountain. Star Sybil, I have read the Book of the Gods. I know all about the beginning of Windurst and the deeds of the first Star Sybil. You must, Taro, tell us what happened at the full moon fountain 20 years ago. You're right, of course. The time has come for me to tell the tale. Yay. It all started long ago, when the Star Sybil performed their first full moon reading at the full moon fountain. That prophecy spanned events from several hundred years ago up until the time of the Great War. The prophecy gleaned from the moon reading was infused into the Star Sybil, into the Star Spring, with this very tower. We Star Sibyls have used that prophecy in conjunction with our star readings to guide the people of Windurst. The first Star Sibyl's prophecy brought tidings of wealth and prosperity for our fair country. However, when I performed the star reading, I saw something entirely different. I saw destruction. Complete and utter ruin. Windurst would be consumed in flames and swallowed by floods. Light would sear the sky, and our people would fall by the thousands. I went to seek the counsel of the great beast of the full moon fountain. The great beast, Fenrir. You wish to save your people from destruction? Poor, frail little Star Sybil. You hope in vain. The will of the stars and the moon is the design of the heavens. As the first Star Sybil accepted the fate of destruction, so would the people come to welcome it, though it filled them with terror. Even that Star Sybil yielded to her fear in her dealings with me, and you do nothing but cower in my presence. What could you possibly do? His words rang true. I could do nothing but tremble in the face of my fear. But I was not alone. I had a powerful ally by my side, Raha Baruha. Raha Baruha developed a new kind of magic to control the mind of the great beast, and change the will of the stars and the moon. He called this magic summoning. However, Enough! Enough, Karahabaruha! There is a limit to what even you can do. Your mind will be shattered. I see you have the will to defy your fate. Oh, Sybil, there is no reason to cower. There is nothing to fear. The time is near when darkness will obscure the light that guides you, but your steps must not falter. A path still exists through that blackest of night. And so the great beast Fenrir passed from our world. Yes, that is the sad truth. The spirit of the great beast was vast. No matter how strong Karahabaruha was, it was impossible for him to fully contain Fenrir's power. Windurst lost the protection of the stars and the moon. The Horototo ruins could no longer function. The magical waters dried up. The star tree began to wither. But as the Star Sybil, I was still responsible for the guidance of our people. I still had to show them the way, even though the light no longer existed. 20 years have passed. I have led our people with a string of false star readings. Nothing can be seen in the Star Spring. There is no future to be read there. But Star Sybil, the future lives on. As Fenrir told you, the path still lies before us. Neither peace nor destruction is certain. We must, however, seize the light with our own hands. Star Sybil, I ask for your permission to enter the mystery of Karahaburuha. He and I are of the same mind. All I want, Taru, is to save Windurst. I need the knowledge that Karahaburuha uncovered. Jito Marujito. You have my permission. I grant you leave to use all that remains of Karahaburuha's research, and pardon you for the crimes you have committed. Star Sybil, are you sure of this? All that was to remain secret has been revealed here today, and yet Ajito Marujito proposes we strive onward. And there is still the mystery of this dark visitor. We must discover its true nature. Your will is mine, Star Sybil. Right, Taru. It's time for me to get to work. If you need me, I'll be in the mystery. Let Aparuru know that what has transpired here. Don't Taru let me down, adventurer. Well. That was easy. Tempted to use the warp ring just to go back to Port Windurst, and we can use the home point or the crystal, but it's gonna save us that much. I mean, it'll save us seconds. No? That's right, you're supposed to click this transporter. I have no idea why. Some of them you just walk into and it teleports you. Sometimes you walk into it and ask you, hey, do you want to be teleported? Like this one here. Walk into it. And it zones you out. Whether you wanted to or not. And another thing. Why do they build places without no way to actually get in? I mean, why do they have the doors closed and all the walls sealed off? Is it for security reasons? Are the Agudo able to use the teleporters? I would think they would be able to. Are they just showing off their magic? Probably what they're doing. Travel to another home point. Current region, Windurst Woods. By the Moghouse. Yes, please. Alright, we're going to talk to Apururu at the monastery again. Make sure you get a cutscene about helping the father out. And then we're going to go talk to Yoren Orin in Windurst Walls. Inside Yoren Orin's manor. The one talking to Yoren Orin is optional. This way. And then we're going to be headed up to Sanctuary Zeta. We're going to be looking for Gobu gardeners. We're going to be farming them until we get a Gobu humus. I don't know if that's a EX rare item or not. Hello, Apu. Apu. Something like that. Goddess, are you certain? Ajito Marujito has received a pardon from the Star Sybil? And permission to enter Karahaburuha's mystery. No matter how many times I hear it, I just can't believe it. Apururu. I knew you have Ethi a lot on your mind, but Ajito Marujito and all, but I wonder if I might have a moment, Ethi. Dr. Yoren Orin. Ahem. I was given this letter by an adventurer. Apparently it was dropped Ethi by a mandragora inside the Boyhada tree. Wait, this handwriting. I see you recognize Ethi, the author. He's been held Ethi prisoner somewhere in the Boyhata tree and needs help to escape. But I figure, Ethi, considering who, I figured, Ethi, I should leave this matter up to you and your brother. So much has passed, Ethi, between your siblings and the author of that letter. I'll just pretend, Ethi, that I never saw it. Well, I've taken up enough, Ethi, of your time. Keep your chin up, little Apururu. What should I do? I can't think straight, Taru. All this time I thought you had died. Goddess above, my father, alive! Don't know what to do. What should I do, adventurer? We must save him. Usually, that would be my first Taru thought, but... Could I ask you to help me? I want you to go to Boyada Tree and find my father. Zompa Zippa. And when you do find him, if he really is alive, I have some questions I want you to ask him. Why did the Cardians rise up against him? Who is this Cardian they have chosen for a king? Leave it to me. Cyndaquil. Thank you for being so understanding. Ah, one more thing. Please don't tell any of this to my brother. I wouldn't want news of our father to interfere with his important Taru research. Well, it's not like we're going to be able to find your brother anyways. We could go to the mystery and I'm sure they won't be there. Alright, so we need to go talk to Yoran Orin in Windurst Walls, inside Yoran Orin's manor. And then we're going to the Sanctuary of Zita, which has some of my favorite zone music in all the game. Travel to another home point. Current region. Windurst Walls. I think home point 1 will probably get us close to where we're going. Closest to where we're going, as opposed to the other two, which aren't so great. I don't know why I'm yawning. I mean, I think I know why I'm yawning, because I'm tired, but I'm drinking coffee. Normally when I drink coffee I don't yawn, at least not nearly this much. Problem is, I've been staying up too late, playing Final Fantasy XI online, and I should be sleeping, because I got work in the morning. Hey, Aru, you! Bring that square of silk cloth to my home. If I'm right, Aru, and I always am, there's no point I dointily doint in you taking that to Mimi. Right? What diddly doodly do you bother me? I was just swimming backaroo through the streameremo of time, groping for lost memories. But Heidi, wow. Your coming rumbling here was probably a result, Reno, of some chain of wiggly-woggly events I triggered in the past-aroo. So, are you a skilled willow at searching for stuff, Reno? The adventurers I meet, Aru, are all supposed to be goodly good at finding a thing or two. Yes. Good, oh neato. Now hurry up and find Reno a burnite shell. Burnite shells are extremely large, pointily rointy shell arenas. You'll know a wow when you diddly find one. Yeah, I think those are in the Torai Morai Canal. It was Yoran Orin, right? Oh, it is Yoran Orin. I'm talking to Koru Moru. Well, no wonder why he's not giving me. It's a wrong Taru. They look the same. I mean, they got the same silly hat, same chest piece that I'm wearing, except smaller. They both have similar inflections. But yeah, Yoran Orin, he's the one that's like, you know, Mandragora mad. I worried Ethie about Miss Apuru. I wish I had time to listen Ethie to her woes, but this thesis I'm writing takes up all my waking hours. It concerns the research Ethie I'm doing on the Mandragora, and you adventurers have been helping Ethie me with. I've reached the point, Ethie, where I'm almost ready to publish Ethie my findings. Let me tell you something I've discovered in my research. It appears that the Mandragora derive nourishment, Ethie, from a jug of humus. They also have a great Ethie love for clumps of Gobu humus, but I have no idea where you might find one. That's our clue. So now... this will just be faster. Now, I'm gonna take an outpost warp to the Sanctuary of Zata. We're gonna kill some Gobu Gardeners. Hopefully they're not being farmed at the moment. If they are, then we'll just have to farm faster. Come on, go forward. Forward! There you go. Road Tata. Rot Tata. Litor region. Support with conquest points. Wow, even under your control, it's still 25 conquest points. That's not a lot. Just kind of seems like a lot. Because I've gotten cheap. Let's scan. Okay. Ah. I hate it when that happens. If this is just going off of memory, I believe the Gobu Gardeners are actually not on the map per se. They're in this little area that's off the map. Of course, that's just going off of memory. I never had a desire to farm these guys. They used to be farmed quite a bit because people would get tree cuttings off of them. Nobody does tree cuttings anymore. And there's also other spots that are easier to farm off of, namely the very top of the Boyata tree. Drop like hotcakes. They drop faster than hotcakes. Yep, this should be the right way. North. Maybe not. Should be a little tunnel that goes to the north. We're still going east, and now we're kind of like going south. Here we go. I think this is it. Yes, it's good. Flee! There's one. Alright, use feint. Not enough TP for haste Samba. We don't need haste Samba, but I do want you using sneak attack. There we go. Just like that. Alright, treasure hunter did get applied. Clump of Gobu humus. 1 for 1. Alright. After getting the item, head to the first map of the Boyata tree and head to F4/5 and you should see a Mandragora NPC called Mandragora Warden. There are 2 Mandragora Wardens together in the Eastern Tunnel and another by itself in the Western Tunnel. Talk to them until you get a message stating that the Mandragora Warden wants something from you. You're going to trade the Gobu Humus to this NPC for a long cutscene and a letter from Zampa Zippa. You're going to head back to Upper Roof for another cutscene. Then you're going to head to Full Moon Fountain to complete this mission. Please not back up yet, is it? Alright, so now we get to go to Boyata Tree, which I believe is going to be that little spigot right there. But while we're out here, let's just make sure there's no notorious monsters or anything like that one. Gonna make me wish I didn't use all my special moves earlier, but well, no, not necessarily. Wait till it's on the map. There it is. Let's take a look. See what this guy does, if anything? Probably nothing. Elusive Edwin. And while I'm looking this up, someone else will run up and kill him. Because that always happens. Elusiveedwin. Elusive Edwin. The Fly, it's a notorious monster. He drops the Forte earring 19% of the time. Alright. Lings with surrounding overflies. Only uses cursed spear, spams it often, can do decent damage to a 75 if not killed quickly enough. Do not chew on the microphone, Miss Kitty. Alright, turn around. Let's see if Feint is back up. Okay. Good, Feint's back up. Sneak attack. You up. Pick us up. We're just going to... Did not get the earring. Not surprised. Alright. Maybe Flea's back up. In fact, we didn't get anything off that one. Music's back. Alright, so we're gonna head south, then we're gonna use Flea. Sideswipe this goblin. Sideswipe this goblin. Oh, that one. You even get a title killing that thing? Mog's Kindmaster, no title. Oh. Bad. Ah. Damn you, tree branch. Jumping out in front of me like that. Scared me. Not really. Okay. The Blue Gardeners, they were on the way. Good to know. Alright, so we're gonna follow this big giant tree to the left. The rock golem is too weak. And I think this will take us into the Boyhada tree. Good. Now there is stuff in here. Hey, Bumcow! How you doing tonight? There is stuff in here that still aggroes to 99. Not saying that we can't handle it. But, no, we're not living in the past today. We got our campaign medal, Medal of Altana, after I think it was a 7-hour grind on Saturday, just doing one campaign battle after another, after another, after another. But we got the achievement. So, oops. Okay, we're not gonna bring Little Set. And let's Spectral Jig just in case, so we can save some time. If we're lucky, I think we will actually even get the Windurst rank 10 mission tonight. We're gonna have to do that, actually get the unlock for it on the Xbox some other night, because my capture card was doing its, I don't want to stream tonight, so I had to hop onto the PC at the last moment. I need a new capture card. That's all there is to it. So, I'm already lost. Map, wide scan. I would imagine it's gonna be this big room here. I mean, they're gonna need to make it left. But let's just see if the Mandragora Warden's already on wide scan. He's probably at the very bottom, but maybe not. No. No, let's make a left. We'll get there. PC Master Race. PC Master Race is getting dethroned by the mobile phone Master Race. But hey, if we get to play FF11s on our mobile phones in a couple of years, I can live with that. Just Need bigger phones. Map. Let's make a right. Oops, didn't mean to hit that. I'm actually pretty good navigating this place from the top down. It's, oops. Going from the bottom up, that I always get lost. Never X-speed here, back in the good old days. Let's see, that is not a path. Oh, not. Oh, I am familiar with the cancer. Was a good be. Oh shoot, we're off the map now. I hate it when this happens. We're still supposed to be on map 1. I actually have notes for this. Let's see here. Looking for F4, F5. So we are nowhere near where we're supposed to be. So F4. F5. Alright, so we're definitely in the wrong spot. We need to turn around and head towards the big room. We're getting ready to lose sneak. Going the right way? Right way-ish. There's co-worker got sick at work today. We had to call in another co-worker to take her place, and caught her off guard. She had to bring her kid with her until her husband got off work and could pick him up. And the kid came straight from school, didn't have anything fun to occupy him with. So the mom's like, "Here, my cell phone, play one of your games." He's like, "Okay." I'm like, "God, you know, let him play cell phone games." I pull up my 3DS and he's like, "Here, you should play some Pokemon." And she's like, "Please don't get him addicted to Pokemon." And I'm like, "No, no, 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 it's alright, it's alright." He's like, "I don't want to play Pokemon." I'm like, "How old are you?" "I'm 7. Like, "Well, you're the perfect age." He's like, "No, that's a baby's game." Like, "I don't want you playing my 3DS anyways." Exaggerated. It didn't happen exactly that way, but F4, F5, where are you? So that ways to go. Okay, these guys I know aggro. Flee. Spectral Jig. This way. Oh shoot, something aggroed. I think I'm aggroing a bunch of stuff now. Maybe if I talk to one of the Mandragora wardens, I'll lose aggro? Yeah, that's it. Cutscene, come on, give me a cutscene. Yeah, Pucky, Puck. I don't even know what that means. Maybe you? Nope. Alright. Well, I thought I had aggroed some stuff, but I don't see it anymore. Gotta be another one. Map. Wide scan. Mandragora Warden, Mandragora Warden. That's the one you're looking for. Up there. Alright, so let's go around the water. For a cave. Definitely an indention. Here we go. A cave. You be the one I'm looking for, right? The warden appears to want something from you. Could it be some yummy gobu humus? Gooboo humus. Been mispronouncing that for better part of a decade. Zumpa Zimpa! How long have you been in there, man? And who might you be? You don't remember me from the past? Ow. You were wondering the same thing about me? Well then, allow me to introduce myself. I am the illustrious Westras Zompazimpa, marvelous minister of the monastery and respected academic of all the magical city of Windurst. I am the eminent Taru, brilliant Taru, and might I add, quite dashingly handsome Taru responsible for Windurst's great victory 20 years ago. You might well ask what an unparalleled paragon of perfection such as myself would be doing in a place like this. During the confusion of the Great War, I was abducted by Cardians, magical constructs of war, and brought to this place. I have been kept prisoner here ever since. Do not make any hasty assumptions. I have merely been playing the role of detainee in order to take advantage of the situation for research purposes. I do wonder, however, how my poor Windurst fares without her favorite minister. If indeed you have come to my rescue to rescue me, perhaps there is something I can do to help you. Is that so? You have come to the behest of my little Apuru, have you? I must always say I'm surprised that my daughter has ascended to the head of the ministry. But are the Cardians content Taru to follow her orders? My daughter has a habit Taru of insisting too much individuality in them. The Cardians were created to perform tasks that are too physically strenuous or dangerous for Taru. If they are given too much knowledge, they become muddle-wuddled and confused. The black and white world of what they should and shouldn't do becomes stained with shades of gray. Abducting their creator, me, the great Zompazimpa, and dumping me in this outlands jail is simply unforgivable. I seem to have drifted off the point Taru slightly. I've done that. You said you had some questions for me from Apurubu? Ask anything you like. Let me remind you that I, the renowned Zompazimpa, am the genius who gave Windurst the awesome warsome power of the Cardians. The question does not exist that I cannot answer. Why did the Cardians rise up against you? That was my one and only Grand Slam mistake. Instilled in the Cardians is an absolute sense of duty to their master. If I had just set them to obey only myself as their master, then none of this would have happened. However, it became necessary for me to create a Cardian army. Within that army, the lesser Cardians needed to heed the orders of their higher-numbered counterparts. And so, with the higher-ranked Cardians acting as masters for the rank and file, I set myself, the splendiferous Zompazimpa, as commander of the Ace Cardians. But it was that very system that invited the disaster waster that occurred. What do you know about Joker? Joker? Now, there's a name I haven't heard in a while, at least since Mass Effect 3. It's been, what, 20 years? Joker was a creation of the Opistory minister Karaha Buruha. "20 years ago, Karaha Buruha was conducting research in the magic towers of the Horototo ruins. One day he came to me, the magnificent Zompazimpa, to request several powerful, intelligent Cardians to aid in construction of a super special magical gizmo. In response to his request, I reprogrammed the Ace Cardians to treat Karaha Buruha as their master. Karaha Buruha then proceeded to build this Joker, using the Ace Cardian as a template to steal my design. Once his work was complete, he ordered the Ace Cardians to follow his creation as their new master, and set Joker with the task of running the magical gizmos in the towers. However, the Great War claimed Karaha Buruha's life, and with the death of its creator, Joker too passed into oblivion. With the passing of a creator, the magic weaved into a doll becomes unraveled, and the Cardian follows its master into death. But for the Ace Cardians, Joker's death presented them with a situation they'd never ever had to deal with before: existence without a master. The Aces eventually decided that if they could somehow bring Joker back to life, then their dilemma would be solved. Those presumptuous puppets are so convinced their destiny lies in resurrecting Joker, they had the nerve to lock me, the amazing Zampa Zimpa, in a place like this. Did you know that Joker is alive? Great, blazing behemoths! Are you telling me the Guardians have already found where Joker lay hidden? I thought, Taru, something was up when they stopped coming by to check on me. Wait. Even if they had found Joker, no amount, Taru, of the usual garden variety mana orbs would have been enough to revive him. Ooh. How? Surely not. When the Yogato's soul... Ahem. Well, in any event, the revival of a dead Guardian will mean things have become interesting indeed. What do you mean interesting? Right then. I'm only going to say this once, so make sure that melon you have on your shoulders is switched on. There is an unbreakable law that accompanies the art of imbuing an inanimate object with life and will. The death of the creator will result in the loss of the object's animating force. And in accordance with that law, the deceased object must never be brought back to life. This act will call back the creator from death's dark hall. The conclusion is obvious, isn't it? When Joker was resurrected, Baruha was also dragged back into the world of the living. Forbidden ritual of the ministry? In layman's terms, the forbidden ritual of the ministry is referred to as the legend of the magic doll. The long-ago tale of a mage plunging Windurst into catastrophe by using the ritual is still famous today. However, this now forbidden practice was a marvelous magic originally invented for the protection of Windurst. The tale I just mentioned was simply an example of abusing the power the ritual brings. There is still the theory of how the original weaver of this art returned from the dead to defend Windurst after his magic doll was resurrected. Of course, this magic is not a recipe for immortality. It relies on the principle of calling on the life force that lies dormant Taru in the doll after the creator has died. Sum things up. This ritual requires the mage to store a portion of his life into the doll while he is still alive. You understand? And then you ask... This is not a subject for idle adventurers' ears. Apuru should already be well versed on the practice. Why do your children hate you? My children hate me? The celebrated Zampa Zimpa? What are you talking about, Taru? Ejido Marujido and Apuru have absolutely no reason to hate me. How could they possibly despise a brilliant Taru father who saved their fair country from disaster? I have no more questions. Just a moment, Taru. This may have been a bit much for you to absorb, so let me write it in a letter for you to give to Apururu. Give my regards to my children. Tell them this. If there ever comes a time when they need my help, don't Taru hesitate to ask. And we received the key item letter from Zampa Zimpa. Alright. He's still a smug son of a bitch. Alright, so we're going to head back to Apururu for another cutscene. And then we got to head to Full Moon Fountain to complete the mission. Still got coffee. Yummy. Alright. So... still need to swing by one of the goblins to get my daily piece of junk. Let's go this way. And then... wait for the Mog House to load. Open the door. Let's go to Woods. Hopefully the flea is ready. Ready? The Mithrin flees. Gotta make sure we're pointing the right direction, otherwise we might flee right back into the Mog House. So far, so good. Click. Click, click, click. I still can't totally believe my father was alive. You have a letter from him? An explanation for the actions of the Guardians? This is incredible. Joker was created by the famous Karaha Baruha. What was that bit about Karaha Baruha? Jidu Marajidu! What's wrong with you? You went all pasty wasty white as soon as you saw me. What mischief have you been up to? Mischief indeed. I don't know what to say. To hear this, top of knowing the old coot was still breathing? The king of the Guardians is the creation of a dead genius? What on humanity deal is going on? There's something I don't understand. Who brought the Guardian back to life in the first place? How was this possible? You need a massive amount of magic to restore the life to a Guardian, not to mention the use of forbidden rituals. Even more important, Taru, is the fact that the ritual would have brought Karaha Baruha back from the dead. And if he really is alive and kicking again, why hasn't he been to see the Star Sibyl? There's something to prevent Taru him from putting in an appearance? Or is he planning something off in the shadows? Summoning. That's it! Karaha Baruha was focused on perfecting a complete summoning. Karaha Baruha wasn't trying to enlist the aid of the great beast, Fenrir. He wanted to completely enslave its will. If he had succeeded in his efforts, Karaha Baruha wouldn't be the only one brought back to life. Cyndaquil, the full moon fountain. We must stop the Star Sibyl. Okay. So who would also be brought back to life? Iziku? That might be bad. The Agudo God. I'm back. Pissed off. Even a zombified Yagudo God would be bad news. Travel to another home point. We're going to need Sarita Baruta, Morai Canal, home point number 1. This will take us right outside Full Moon Fountain. At least it's supposed to. Find out. Looks good. So we're getting a cutscene. Maybe. Maybe not. Yeah, cutscene. You better not do one of those "you're late" kind of things. I should have gone here before everybody. Cold and dark. I thought that perhaps the stars and the moon might have returned to the fountain. Nothing has changed. Lafina, I thank you for bringing me here. I never thought I would be able to stand in this place again. Or Sybil. That day, 20 years ago, from that day forward, I honestly believed that I would never return to Full Moon Fountain again. The place of Karaha Baruha's death, a place enveloped in frigid darkness. I felt that Windurst would share the same fate as this fountain, a bleak future of eternal night. I turned my eyes from the darkness and pretended it didn't exist. I ceased to look for the future of Windurst, the future of our people. In a world without that guiding light, my fear of the darkness froze my feet upon the earth, on the path. Star Sibyl, you mustn't be so harsh on yourself. Perhaps you have forgotten that your guidance has allowed Windurst to exist in peace these past 20 years. To the citizens of Windurst, you are the light that shines in the darkness. You are their guiding star. Me, Lafina. Thank you. The gentle strength of the Star's Sybil guards has always been there to hold me steady. For your sake as well as mine, we must understand our situation. We must discover where we stand and what lies out there before us. Yes, that is the kind of determination you need. Hello. Joker? I have been waiting, Star Sybil, waiting for you to return to this fountain. You... It can't be. What do you mean to do? It seems you still recognize me, though my form has changed. However, you have nothing to fear. I have not come to seek vengeance for past wrongs, and do not be concerned for the Mithra. They have not been harmed. I have come to tell you of the star of hope that you have called forth. I must tell you that all that star has set in motion upon Vanadil. Star of hope I called forth. Remember, Star Sybil, you have followed the epic prophecy from the age of the first Star Sybil to the day I greeted the specter of death. That prophecy began with the fervent wish of the original Star Sybil, with the moon reading she performed, in the same way that you entrusted your wish to the stars and the moon that bathe this land in their power. Yes, I remember. I made a wish to the Star Spring. I could stand my grief no longer. I wished for the help of Karaha Baruha, dead these long years. Yes, that wish. That wish reached a faint amount of power that remained of the stars and the moon. And then, the strands of magic that bind us together, Karaha Baruha and I returned from Death's dark hall. You should be surprised, Star Sybil. Your hope, your wish, will aid in the restoration of power of the stars and the moon, and bring us closer to the moment we have been waiting for. However, for things to be set in motion, I need you to wish alongside me. You mean... Star Sybil. You? It seems your star of hope has already arrived. That brilliant incandescence has shown us through several crossroads. I speak to you now, Star of Hope. Here. I will await your final illumination. Lead a darkened soul to this place of the stars and the moon once more. A time for miracles is upon us. Sounds like a win. No current mission. Alright, I mean, we only got one left. Alright, we're gonna get the mission from the Gate Guard. You need at least 90% of your rank points bar filled to receive this mission. Trading in 92 crystals is enough. I believe our rank bar is maxed. Yep. Item, warp ring. We're headed back to Windy. Go to the Star Symbol's Chamber in Heaven's Tower for a cutscene. After visiting Star Symbol's Chamber in Heaven's Tower, you must collect 3 song verses from Romeave, Chamber of Oracles, and Temple of Uluk. They can be collected in any order. Fetch quest. Really? So unepic. Oh well. So let's see. Let's go ahead and, well, we're not going to do any of that until the game loads our items anyways. Travel to another home point. Current region. Fort Windurst. By the entrance. Yes, please. I want more coffee. we gotta get the mission first. Oh, goody woody, ahem. Nice to see you drop by. So, what mission will you take upon yourself today? Moon reading. Yes. Your mission today is from Heaven's Tower. I have the mission statement with your name on it right here. The Agudo have sent her a proposal demanding a revision of the peace treaty. Make your way over to Heaven's Tower immediately. This does not have the Star Symbol's emblem on it. Did she just forget? I wonder. You have accepted the mission. Click. Travel to another home point. Current region. Windurst walls. Number 1. Yes. So should I be using haste before the doors? Or after? I guess after, since you have to go all the way to the top. That way we have the least amount of interruption. Yeah. I think that'll be fine. Hurrah, Coco. I have to check, see what job she's on and where she's XPing. Probably a Bizio. Let's see. Link show. No link shows equipped. Try it again. Still none equipped. About now. Yep. This time? Wow. Tried. There we go. Blade, link list, myth list. Eshchazita. Okay. Ready the flee button. With roughly go. Break a wall. Whoa. So if we can try and get to the top stair before it wears off. Nope, not gonna happen. Oh well, at least it makes the trip up the stairs a little bit more fun for me, but bad game mechanic. You can't even look all the way down, can you? You can look down quite a bit, but not all the way down. Anyway, cutscene. See what it has to say. Didn't think she'd be in here. You had one job. Cyndaquil. You've received the mission briefing? The situation has become volatile. The Yagudo are screaming that Windurst has broken one of the clauses of the peace treaty. There is a passage in the treaty that states the central magic tower in West Baruta shall not be reactivated without the prior agreement of both parties. Apparently, it did not escape the beady eyes of the Yagudo when Ajito Marujito awoke the tower using the mana orbs. Now they're demanding we give them control of the Horototo ruins to make amends for our break in faith. It's obvious those feather devils want to establish a base right under Windurst's nose. But it'll be a cold day in Kazan before I ever let something like that happen. In any event, the rescue of the Star Symbol comes first and foremost. Let us go and meet with Ajito Marujito. Why doesn't he come to us? Oh, we're taking the, okay. Taking the shortcut. I'm glad Cyndaquil wasn't in her scholar outfit. Melipina. Peru? If you're here, then you must have... Yes, I heard from my dear brother of the fate that has befallen the Star Sibyl. Just get Shantoto. The monastery is responsible for all of this. I must, Taro, apologize to you, Semilefina, to the Star Sibyl, to everyone. Raise your head, Alpururu. This is not your fault. I was the one who took the Star Sibyl down to the full moon fountain while unknown terrors stalked the shadows. I accept full responsibility. Semilefina. That terror is not unknown to us. The bearer of darkness is most likely the resurrected Karaha Baruha. What are you saying? The research left here was extremely thorough. A perfect Taro theory that surpassed all other systems of magic to stand the pinnacle of achievement. Karaha Baruha succeeded in his complete summoning and dominated the will of the great beast Fenrir. However, that spirit was too vast for any one person's body to contain. The energy too intense. Fenrir was dragged into the abyss of death along with Karaha Baruha. And now, the deceased have returned. The bearer of darkness is an incarnation that contains the spirit of both Karaha Baruha and the great beast. Shared existence. And that is why Joker has taken control of the full moon fountain. But why hold the Star Sibyl captive? For revenge? If, as you say, part of the bearer of the darkness is the great beast, it must blame the Star Sibyl for its death. Was its fate for the Star Sibyl was brought into Heaven's Tower? Was its hate for the Star Sibyl what brought it to Heaven's Tower? Of that, we can't be certain. When Joker's wish is fulfilled and the bearer of the darkness returns to the full moon fountain, there is no telling what will happen. However, keep the Star Sibyl from harm, we must do as Joker requests. But how? There is no way we can force the bearer of darkness to return to the fountain. It comes and goes in the blink of an eye, and our attacks are completely ineffective against it. Leave that to me. There is one method of luring the part of Fenrir back to the full moon fountain. This method entails using the song of the ancient Kulu that is mentioned in the Book of the Gods. The Kulu had apparently forged a pact with the avatars. The 3 verses of the song are kept in the 3 separate ruins. Cyndaquil, we need you to travel to Romiv, the Chamber of Oracles, and the Temple of Ugalape. Collect those verses. I don't know what form they will take, but they should at least be recognizable as a legacy left for succeeding generations. Lefina, go to the chieftainess's Paravashai and explain the situation. If something should happen to the Star Sibyl, the Taro will completely lose their marbles, not to mention their will to fight. And you can bet the Aguna will choose that exact Taro moment to attack. Windurst will be annihilated before you can spit out Taro deranged drooling doll males. The Mithra must be ready to take the front line in such a battle. Your strength and prowess will be sorely needed, Semilefina. I understand. I will confer with Chieftainess Paravashai and prepare for a Yagudo attack. But do your utmost to make sure that such an attack doesn't happen, Minister Ajito Marajito. And that's Tarly. Apururu. We were talking about the possibility of disabling the Cardians. Can it really be done? Yes, I believe it can. If the mana orbs within the Cardians are struck with a strong enough blasty west of the stars and the moon, their motive systems will be disrupted. The disruption will only last a short while, but during that time, they will be completely dozy-wozy and unable to act. A sliver-wiver of time in which to rescue the Star Sibyl. But where do we find such a source of power? And will you be capable of wielding it? Don't worry about me, dear brother. I learned a few things while you were lost Taru to us. Taught a few black arts by a certain Taru is more like it. No, nothing like that, right, Taru? I must be going. And Toto for the rescue. Don't go hurting yourself up, Boo. What about me? Something just doesn't make sense. Baruha Baruha. How could a genius like you not realize the art of complete summoning would rob you of your life? But if you had foreseen that outcome, what if you had predicted this entire scenario? What if indeed? Okay, so after visiting the Star Sibyl's chamber in Heaven's Tower, you must collect 3 song verses from Romeave, Chamber of Oracles, and the Temple of Ugalape. They can be collected in any order. Alright, so Romeave, a non-magical source for Sneak, is highly recommended. Head to the Cool How Spring at H6 for a short cutscene. Then you will obtain the ancient verse of Romeave. If you have the survival guide, it's within a few paces of the spring. Alternatively, if you're high enough in the Zalard Voidwatch path, you can warp to Hall of the Gods and zone out. We're going to do the survival guide, because we haven't even started Voidwatch on any character. Travel to another home point, current region, port, Windurst, buys the entrance, yes please, Wonder. Kind of looks like Fubar. I have to double check that. Search. Nope, it's not. This way. Okay, this will probably be under Rise of the Zalard. Teleportation assistance. Rise of the Zalard. We're looking for Romeave. Using tabs because we're cheap. And there we go. Well, this will be an easy one. Some dynamic camera angles right there, especially for this game. A haunting song suddenly echoes throughout the ruins. Restless spirits. Alright, we got the ancient verse of Romeave. Next one's going to be the Chamber of Oracles. I don't think. Got a survival guide for that one. Transportation assistance. Those are areas. No. Alright. Go to D12 of the Western Altepa Desert via a tunnel from D11 and enter the Quicksand Cave. Sneak is needed throughout this area. You enter at J11, follow a path to a door with a switch circle at I9. This is a weight-controlled door. The door needs either players with a combined weight value of 3 or higher. Bulk equals 3 units, Human, Elven, Mithra equals 2 units, Territory equals 1 unit, NPC pets equals 0 units. Or anyone with a lodestone standing in the center of the circle to open the door. Basically, it's a rock, the weight of a Gulka that you're carrying around all the time. At the T intersection, head ahead, turn left, go to H7, and open another weight-operated door. Keep going and fall down the lower sand level. Now stay to the left, and you will eventually enter the Chamber of Oracles. Alternatively, and this is what I was looking for, you can use a proto-waypoint to teleport to the geomagnetic fount near the drop to the lower level. I can't do that. The home point crystal at the zone to the Chamber of Oracles can be used to telepoint as well, if previously touched. Well, that's all we needed. So I don't think there's any telepoint crystals here. Nope. That's fine. We can... We'll just go back to Windy. Teleportation assistance, original release areas, support Windurst, using tabs. Voila! They should put that sentence at the top. The home point crystal at the zone to the Chamber of Oracles can be used to teleport as well if previously touched. Go to another home point. I think it's Cootsoats. Yeah, quicksand caves. Alright, I don't remember which one. Let's try number 1. It's either gonna be the right one. If not, then we'll just click the other one. Go to that one. That'll be the right one. Is there a third crystal that I don't have? Probably is. Forward. In Chamber of Oracles, doesn't look like we have to click anything. I remember this place. A haunting song suddenly echoes throughout the ruins. The ancient verse of Altepa. Alright, so now we just need to turn around. Temple of Ugalepe. An Ugalepe key obtained from the Tunberry Cutters in the Temple of Ugalepe is needed for this part. An alternative way to get to this room is to do a BC&M fight in the Sacrificial Chamber, and do not exit the BC before the reward chest is opened. The verse room is just past the exit room. Another alternative way to get to this room is to use the waypoint if you have it. You'll still need the key, but don't have to travel very much. From the main entrance to the temple in Yotor Jungle, hug the right wall until you zone back into Yotor Jungle. Once inside Map 2, Temple of Ugalepe, head to E8 where you'll find a granite door. Be good. The Ugalepe key will open the door a few seconds for anyone to pass through. Once through, the door can also be opened from the inside. Check the triple question mark on top of the stairs for the 24 bookshelves for a cutscene, and you will receive the ancient verse of Ugalepe. Okay. We need to kill cutters. Travel to another home point. It's going to be the El Shamo Uplands. Den of Rancor. Home point number 1. Yes, please. You'll still need the key, but won't have to travel very much. Pretty sure we don't have a key. Sacrificial chamber. Mahogany door. The old wooden door is locked tight. Okay. Yeah, let's get our trust dudes out. Let's make sure we got our... Nope, need to change this up too. Alright, I'm gonna put the crappy imminent dagger in the offhand, and we're gonna put Sandung in the main hand. I really shouldn't call imminent dagger crappy. 117. And I just, you know, ready for something better. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. We need one more. Who should we pick? Ooh! Best idea ever. We're gonna bring Semilafina because, you know, he gave us the mission. Alright, so... Which? Oh. Guess better turn names on. Okay, we got a coat, lantern, get a spectral jig up. Or let's not get spectral jig up. Let's kill some bats. Kill. Made a friend. Map, wide scan. We are looking for cutters. Yeah. Cave worms. We made another friend. Made several friends. Don't even know what a trailer is. Right now we're gonna use spectral jig. Ooh, really need to move that place where I don't keep bumping into it. This isn't a good place to go running around without looking. Need to find cutters. Flasher. There. Flasher. Great. Just great. Let's make a left. But yay for snake. So be willing to bet it's too easy to think that be able to use the key. Oh, nope, 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 don't go that way. That'll take you into the temple. You don't want to go into the temple just yet. Not if there are still cutters. Rector, trailer, wide scan. Flasher. Leaguer. More slashers. see any cutters. This looks like way to the south. So maybe we do have to go into the Temple of Ugalape. And the main entrance to the temple in Yotor Jungle hugs the right wall. Let's go this way. The missus is home. Welcome home. Scan. Temple Guardian. Sunbury Cutter. Alright. So this is the right map. Mark top of the stairs between the 4 bookshelves for a cutscene, and you will receive the ancient verse. 8. So let's see if this is where we're supposed to be going. 8. E. So this is where you need to go. Let's see if we can get there. Kill a lot of toneberries along the way. Oh. Rust is what you're looking for. Put Miss Semilafina in. Really want a Mithra tank. Extra dig. See which part of the map it's going to dump us on. Good. I can deal with this part. The cutter right there. Come on, treasure hunter. He did. Oh, we didn't get what we were looking for. Not surprised. One you just killed. Is there another one? There is. At the end of this hallway. Don't look like treasure hunters going off at all. Okay. There's another one. It's so quickly. Oh, poor thing. Stalkers. Nothing. This is the way to the Guardian, I think. Very better. Ugalape. Alright, that's what we were looking for. So now, oh, and I think this is exactly where we need to be. Find out. Granite door. Door is locked. You might be able to open it with an Ugalape key. Seems legit. Quick, get in. So these are the bookshelves. Here's the thing you're looking for. Something lies under the rubble. Be dancing tonberries, is it? Hey, hauntings. Alright. Got ourselves 3 ancient verses. And we're going to return to Heaven's Tower and examine the Vestal Chamber on the top floor with the 3 verses for a cutscene. Prepare for a fight at the Full Moon Fountain. Oh, well, it says prepare for a fight. There's only one thing to do. Now we're ready. Item. Warp ring. Be fighting Guardians. Go this way. We need to have an empty space. We got plenty of empty spaces. Go to another home point. Current region. Alright, where we're going. Windurst Walls. Number 1 and go. Getting good now. Oh my god. Plenty of time. I say plenty of time. Probably not so much as we would like. Save the flea. Let me get inside. Her name's back off. Right. Lee. So I'm thinking for this fight we need lots of dudes with lots of AoE. Keep the hate off of Vegito Merujitu. And then I won't be using any weapon skills or anything like that. We'll just focus on keeping him cured up. Hopefully he won't be taking too much damage. Here we go. Vestal Chamber. Click. Cyndaquil! You made it back in time! Cyndaquil is no ordinary adventurer, Semilafina. So it would seem. We've been waiting for you. Actually, we were slightly worried you wouldn't be able to gather all the verses before the show started. Well, you've been out hopping all over the place. We've had a message from the King of the Yagudo announcing the imminent Taro abolishment of the peace treaty. You realize what this means, don't you? Abolishing a peace treaty is akin to a declaration of war. We don't send a reply, surrendering control of the Porotuku ruins within the period stated. We can consider ourselves at war with the Yagudo. Very little time remains to us. And to Joker's lifespan as well, I should imagine. What do you mean by that? A doll only lives a certain amount Taro of time, corresponding to the amount Taro of magic its creator poured into it during creation. I asked the children at the port about the date of Joker's resurrection. I did some calculations. And from what the results tell me, it would seem that Joker's clock will soon tick its last tock. Joker is probably also well aware of his predicament. Oh, just a moment. Vegito Marugito, what does the time remaining to Joker have to do with the deadline given to us by the Ugudo? The Guardians and the Ugudo have some kind of deal going on. You really should have noticed it by now. Think about the incident, Haru, where the talisman was stolen from the Chamber of Light. That room can only be opened by myself, a Guardian, or a representative of Heaven's Tower. Top it off, this treaty business comes at the worst Haru possible time for us. Either they know that the Star Symbol is missing, or that Windurst is particularly vulnerable right now. Are you saying that the Star Symbol has fallen into the Ugudo's talons? No, think about it. If that was the case, they wouldn't have given us a deadline. The Ugudo are simply waiting for Joker to expire. This is just Haru's speculation on my part, but I would say relations between the Ugudo and the Guardian went Haru decidedly downhill after Joker took up the Guardian crown. But wait, that doesn't make any sense. Does this mean Joker is a friend or foe, good or evil? It's entirely possible that he is neither friend nor foe. Appearing at night and fading with the day, just Haru like the will of the great beast. Vegito Marugito! It's ready at last, Haru. We didn't have time to test it, but I had the help of 3 professors. It should work perfectly. 3 professors helping you, there's little chance of it not working. It's the chance that they were a little overenthusiastic that worries me. Well, we've done everything that we can. There's little point, Haru, to sitting around and imagining what's going to happen. Only time will tell. The moment Haru has come to the full moon fountain. Alright. All we have to do now is just go to the full moon fountain. And get our best stuff on. Click. Yes. Going downstairs. Door is here. Sounds about right. Then we'll just use the telepoint crystal outside Heaven's Tower to take us directly to full moon. Excuse me, full moon fountain. And go on in. Alright, return to Heaven's Tower and examine the Vestal Chamber on the top floor with the 3 verses for a cutscene. Done. Next, prepare for a fight at the Full Moon Fountain. Only characters that are currently on this mission or have previously completed it, regardless of current allegiance, are able to enter the battlefield. A party of 70 to 75 is recommended but not essential for a safe fight. Possible with trust at 75, very easy with trust at 85, see testimony. There are 2 phases in the fight. First, the 4 Ace Guardians. You got the Ace of Batons, which is Black Mage, he needs to go down first, and you got the Ace of Coins, or Red Mage, Paladin, and finally White Mage. On the second phase, you will encounter Viola, a Manticore, and Tatsulworm, a Wyvern. Vegito Marugito will also appear on the second phase of the fight along with you. If Vegito Marugito is defeated, you will fail and eject from the BC. After the fight, return to Heaven's Tower and head to the top. Examine the Vestal Chamber door twice to get 2 cutscenes. One to complete the mission in the Windurstian storyline, and another to receive your reward of 100,000 gil in the Windurstian flag. So we're going to travel to another home point. We're going to Tsuruta Baruta, and Marai Canal. Home point number 1. Yes, please. We're going to get rank 10. I always thought we'd be fighting Ugudo. We'll be fighting Guardians. and monsters. I guess it'll make sense. We should bring the Shantoto with us. Moon Spiral. Moon Spiral. Ladies and gentlemen, I have broken Final Fantasy XI. There we go. Alright. Oh, there is a clear time. 2 minutes and 41 seconds. That record held by Lil Teto. We're not going to try to break the record because we're on our not so greatly geared thief. Just letting us through. Star Sybil! Joker! We have brought Taru together, the verses that bind the great beast and the ancient people. With this song, the bearer of darkness will be drawn here from any distance. We have granted your wish. Now return to us the Star Sybil. The ancient people. You speak of Kulu. Very well. You may approach. Let us have Cyndaquil play the song. Cyndaquil, the rest is up to you. No matter what happens, you must protect the Star Sybil. Cyndaquil, our guiding star. You have braved much to reach this point. You have navigated a galaxy of stars to bring light to the land of hope. It was the wish of the Star Sybil that began this epic tale, that it is you who must realize the truth. It was your will that led us to this moment. Your brilliant incandescence will show the way, all the stars and the moon to this place once more. Are they stunned yet? Here we've come. We who have been divided will become whole once more. But this is summoning magic. Oh. Alright, this is our battlefield trust. And finally, that's a battle. Alright, we're going to turn names back on. We're looking for the Ace of Batons. We're going to take him off first. There he is on the left. Hopefully he won't do anything like bind. Burn. Flash. Take out Ace of Coins next. Switch target. Coins. We're going to take out Cups. And last, it's going to be Swords. He's going to use Invincible. Otherwise, he'd be dead by now. Probably spinning. Oh, I can. All right. Might come in handy. I seriously doubt it'll come in handy, but all right. This should get phase 2. And hopefully we'll still have all our TP. We can spam cures and do Vegeta Mariju. Enough! You will cease this. Be still, my children. Wow. Alright, we're gonna go punch this thing in the face. We're gonna switch target. Yachty didn't last very long, did he? Funny is I don't even see Vegeta Mariju. There he is. Alright. He'd take more damage than I thought he was going to, but Cyndaquil, we've done it. Been weakened enough. Damn it, Haru. Guardians are waking up. You have nothing to fear. My divided self no longer has the power to control them. I leave the rest in your hands, Star Sibyl. When we have all joined as one, we'll have a new promise from you. A new wish. A wish made to the stars and the moon that illuminate the heavens. I understand, great beast. Why not? The spirits of the Guardians. They're merging together. Star Sibyl. Joker, he's the light. The star of hope will be born from that radiance. Stars in the moon. Heed my wish. Bless this land with protection of Fenrir. He's back. The people of Vanadil. They are the force that will shape the future. 7 minutes, 38 seconds. Alright. After the fight, return to Heaven's Tower. And head to the top. Examine the Vestal chamber door twice to get 2 cutscenes. 1. I already lost my spot. There we go. 1 to complete the mission in the Windurst storyline, and another to receive your reward in the 100k guild. Takes you right on the other side. Okay, that's fine. We can use a survival guide. That'll take us to Windurst. Teleportation assistance. Search and release areas. Port Windurst. Using tabs. Here we go. The battle was... I don't understand why we had the Manticore and the Wyvern. Unless they were summoned. It was like Kieran and Siriu. Maybe? No. I don't know. We're gonna travel to another home point. Current region, Windurst Walls. To home point number 1. But yeah, I don't understand why they had a Jito Marajito show up. He seemed a little squishy. Yeah. But all's well that ends well, right? We're gonna head up, get Flea ready. Kinda wish we had better gear for this final cutscene, but we can always rewatch the cutscene, I believe, on another character or another armor. Not important. Important is just finishing it, getting the achievement, moving on to the next one. And here I thought that this would only take an hour for both missions. Imagine how long this would have taken if we didn't have all the teleports necessary and had to actually... Wow, yeah. Would have taken a while. Opens a door. Ready to flee. I'm sure if I was to research a little bit about Viola and Tutzelworm, there's probably significance with those 2 names. Maybe. They may tell us too. Here we go. Cyndaquil. The Star Sibyl is resting. The ceremony at the Full Moon Fountain has drained her. It will probably be some time until she recovers. Along with Joker, all of the Guardians that were in that place have returned to nothing more than ordinary puppets. The power of the stars and the moon that was stored in their mana orbs, a small amount Taro of that same energy left in the fountain, and the magic of the Star Sibyl's Diza star. All of it was consumed to revive the great beast Fenrir. That is the moon reading, the power to grant Taro wishes. It may take some time until Fenrir is back to his legendary strength, however. Windurst has regained the protection of the stars and the moon. Our fair land will once again be visited Taru by serene, twinkling evenings and peaceful dreams. Agito Maragito, Cyndaquil, Semelefina, you're back. I bet those Yugudo were screeching for blood. Yes, that's why I went to slap them across their collective beaks with their revisions. Now that the great beast is back, they won't be trying to get their filthy talons on the Horototo ruins. They're a careful bunch, that's for sure. Now that the Ace Guardians are gone, we can assume they'll hold back on abolishing the peace treaty as well. But you know they won't Taro give up on the ruins that easily. This is true, but we no longer have any reason to cower from them. The Star Sibyl has been freed. And isn't that right, Agito Maragito? She has found us a new guiding star. It's strange, but I feel like I've been freed as well. Freed from the spell Kuroha Baruha had over me. It was almost Taro as if I was having my strings pulled by the research left by the great genius. My theory is that he had predicted a talented mage like myself would come to prominence after his death. You flatter yourself, dear brother. Kuroha Baruha was more likely aware than naive. Shorty-worty tempered wizard like you would come along eventually. What's with you, Aparu? You've got a smart Taro mouth on you today. Things never would have gotten this bad if your wishy-washy slow pokes at the monastery had done something about the rogue Guardians earlier. Keep talking to me like that and you'll have never get your Aristory ring back. Ah, finally. Without that ring, I can't Taro get into the minister's chambers. Not being able to get into my own room is going to do wonders for my reputation as a formidable spell slinger. Cyndaquil, what was it that Joker said to you? It was your will that led us to this moment. It was your resolution that brought a new beginning for a Windurst that had lost its future. Where will your determination take you next, I wonder? A stalk. Your actions could affect all of us here in Windurst, and those across the breadth of Vana'diel. What do you want to accomplish? There's no need to answer that. The time will come when your determination will bring you the answers you need. If you need any more work, come on over to the Aristory. We have the budget Taro to employ 1 or 2 people for experimental purposes. There are a few new spells I learned from the Book of the Gods that I've been dying to try. I guarantee it'll be a fascinating Taro experience. And you could lend us a hand to bring all the roguey-woguey Guardians still wandering around the Horototo ruins. See you soon, adventurer. It's time. I should be going as well. Don't forget to visit the Star Sibyl before you leave. Before taking her rest, she mentioned she wanted to talk with you. Well, Cyndaquil, until the day we once again fight side by side, may the fire in your eyes never fade. Cyndaquil. I am glad to see you are well. We have not spoken since the events at the fountain, and I have been concerned for you. The words of the great beast found their way to your heart as well, I am sure. Fenrir has promised a new beginning for Windurst. But it is only a beginning. With the loss of the Disa star's power, it can no longer perform the moon or star reading. I can no longer foresee what fate awaits our dear Windurst. The star that was there to guide me is no more. Do not worry for me, Cyndaquil. I will strive onwards. Thanks to you, I have found the path that I must take. I am governed by the citizens of Windurst. My role lies in finding the way that provides for their happiness. Cyndaquil, you too are a citizen of Windurst, and one of the brightest stars that lights my way. Let us walk that path together, away from all that has ended and towards everything that has begun. We will lead Windurst onwards to a new future. This will be where we get fast-moving splotches of words. Or at least they were fast-moving in the Wings of the Goddess expansion. Maybe not so fast here? Probably. If it ever does anything. Remember, Final Fantasy XI teaches people patience. There we go. The Federation of Windurst, an ancient capital nurtured by the boughs of a great tree, blessed by magical waters and protected by the moon and stars. There is a legend in this country. In a time forgotten, a people forced to wander by starvation and cold were led to this land by a wondrous star. I think. Might have been a tree. When the star returned to the heavens, it sent to the earth a spiritual medium, the first star Sybil, who could hear its voice. She promised Windurst glory and something. An age passed, and the time of destruction drew near. The moon fell into shadow, the stars grew silent, and the people lost their way. Those who found the light again were those who knew themselves, those who knew courage, those who knew justice, those who knew truth. And then there came one whose determination would create a new future. That radiance would be as a beacon for all that lay ahead. Kind of a chocobo race. Once again, a star of hope has been born to this earth. A new tale will begin here, woven by the myriad stars of this universe. Kicked me out? Really? Okay. As long as I got the flag and... Well, I didn't see the rank 10 go across the screen. I guess it glitched. Alright. He promised Windurst glory and prosperity. Status. Profile. Vestal Chamberlain. Alright. Scratch one more thing off the to-do list. Yay for 100,000 gil. What does that get us up to? 8.6? I gotta find a spot for that Windurst flag. I'm running out of wall space. Current region, Windurst, Fort Windurst, by the Mog House. That'll be close enough, I think. Good. Probably also use my warp ring, but I didn't. I'll be on top 15 minutes. I need to get out of stock ready. And I don't think I've started with stock at all. Find out real fast. Missions, nations, Windurst, no current missions, but stock. No completed missions. Alright. We still got Shinto to Ascension to do too. Well, we're gonna do that after we get all the achievements taken care of. I just dropped a mouse. It ejected the weight thingy. I'll play with that later. Alright, so to put the flag into the Mog safe. Yeah. And then wow. I think the only spot I got available is in front of or behind the tree. I'll double check just to be sure. No, I could probably put it on the walls upstairs. No one ever goes upstairs. So let's see. Layout. Rearrange. I find it hard to believe that this big giant tree only takes up one spot. But alas, it does. That's not centered. Layout. Mog save. Windurst flag. Only you could put it on the well, it's not exactly centered either, but alright, so we got ourselves a Windurst flag, a Juno flag, a Ergen flag. I don't remember what this was called. And then we got Sandy's flag above the bed. So, yeah. Happy, happy. One other thing you wanted to do, I thought. Wendy in first place. First. Look at that, Windurst is in first place. Let's, no, don't need that. I was thinking about getting the, whatchamacallit, the Akiton that you can get rank 10 and, stuff, but I'm having trouble with enough space as it is. Technically, I can pick it up anytime that I want it now. So, that's what we're gonna do. I mean, short of booting up the Xbox and logging onto that game so you can get the achievement unlocked from there, but that's not necessarily. Ooh, I know what we could do. We'll get Fenrir. Let's switch jobs. And do this, do it right, do it on Monk. Alright, change jobs, main job, Monk. Sport job still dancer? Yeah, that's fine. Married to exit 2, Windurst. Fort Windurst. Let's see. Prime. Quest Index. Prime Avatar's Guide. Let's go with that one. Nope. Alright, so. Just gotta go kill some dudes. Alright, let's see. Magic. Summoning magic. I've already got a couple of these. Like Titan. I don't have to worry about Titan anymore. Ifrit. do not have Ifrit, so we need to talk to Ranta Anta in Kazam. There's a Cloister of Flames. Alright, so let's go get Ifrit. Go to another home point. It's gonna be a decent walk. Elshmo Lowlands, Kazam, home point number 1. Yes, please. Ranta Anta. I got too close to the computer and cut off my face. Let me back up a bit here. This. Yeah, it's better. Alright, Ranta Anta, where are you? Oh! I'm just back here. Yeah, I would have never found you. Like, seriously. Yeah, like, seriously, never found you. Howsy wowsy, you don't let me talk. I heard all over. Hey, you're that famous adventurer, Cyndaquil. Yippee, this is my lucky day. Let me introduce myself. I am from the Rhinoceros Windurst. I do research on various living things. And I'm the bestie westie they've got. I've been looking into phenomena at a certain place. That phenomenon, you ask? Well, there are these giant crystals, you see. And from those crystals, a strangey wingy power is constantly pouring forth. These crystals are found all over Vanadil, and their energies affect the surrounding ecosystems. Our research team had been investigating the unusual emanations when... Really? Alright, I'm gonna skip through. Alright, skip through a bunch of this. Alright, our research team had been investigating an unusual emanations when... Guess what? We finally succeeded in awakening the crystals. Our theory on what lay dormant inside the crystals was proven by the right Taro on the money. Except they didn't appreciate being woken up. We were attacked. We were bested wested. Why do they so despise talking with us that they would rather fight? And what on Vanadil would happen if someone were to defeat them? I bet you could do it. You call yourself an adventurer, right? Give it a shot. Bring it on. Great. Here, take this tuning fork of fire, but be warned, only a person who carries one can enter the crystal. Key item. Fork of fire. So now, let's go to the Cloister of Flames, I think it is. Let's see. This will probably take us there. Go to another home point. It's gonna be the Uplands, right? Elshmo Uplands. Never mind. Elshmo Lowlands. Oh dear. Okay. We haven't been to the Cloister of Flames yet. Or at least if we have been, we didn't get the Telepoint Crystal, if there is one next to it. I imagine there would be, but that's okay. Items. Got plenty of space. Probably a survival guide. Yeah. Teleportation assistance. Rise of the Zolart. Really? Labyrinth, Sanctuary, Romy, Eastern Altepa, Western Altepa, Rabo, Cape Terragan, Kuptal Tunnel, Gustav Tunnel, Sea Serpent Grotto, Norg, Yotor Jungle, Temple of Ugalape. Okay. We're going to Yote. You have to remember, this was never intended as my main character, even though she's more geared and got more jobs than my main character ever did. She's even got a higher crafting skill than any of my cooking mules had. That being said, there's some things that I haven't done on her yet, namely Mighty Freak. Even though she's got Summoner at 75. Alright, so we're gonna rely on a little bit of memory. There's two entrances to the mountain to called Mount Utunga. There's gonna be this one, which is what we're gonna be aiming for, and then there's this other one, which I think is the front door. In the meantime, we're just gonna be running into that wall. Hopefully no one notice us. See if the notorious monster Trent is up. Sometimes is. Don't see him this time though. Someone else must have killed him already. That white scan. Yeah, all done. Hear me run into the wall again. Say after running on Thief all night, definitely notice the decrease in speed. I don't remember if I remember how to navigate the volcano. Sure I do. It's not something that I could actually describe on, you know, first you go here, you make a right. It's gonna just be simply recognizing tunnels, and it's like, okay, yeah, now you gotta go this way, and then over here, and at least I hope that's how it's gonna happen. I think I've only been to the Cloister of Flame a couple of times. Kinda out of the way. Maybe not. Be a zone line any moment now. Seems like it made it just too long. There we go. I'm gonna pull out the trust NPCs just in case. There is a NM dragon that spawns from time to time inside, and he's got a draw in. So it would make sense to edit macro, and yeah, release. We'll keep Farius Coffin. I played around on Saturday with my monk macro to maximize my DPS. There's quite a few guys that I don't need anymore. Go with Toru Moru. I think Toru Moru is among them. Keep Lilith. Get Ulnia. Copy. And Jochin. Alright. Excuse me. Oh, I have a map of this place at least. Please tell me I do. Alright. So... trying to remember. I want to say there were tunnels over here. It might have been over here too. And again, we may have needed to have used the other. Get Chochim. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I may need ice crystals. Will that be? Didn't see me. I think I've got ice crystals though. View house, mall case. Oh yeah, you got ice crystals. Swing it to the left. Would so not want to be navigating a active volcano like this. Imagine how hot this would be. Loud. There's a tunnel. I think that's a tunnel. Yeah. Definitely the tunnel. Grounds tomb. Only go one way. A mining point. I'm not gonna waste time with mining though. Awesome place to mine though. Yeah, that's a dead end. Old Opal. See where this takes us. I don't see anything on here like crystals or none of that stun stuff, so I'm gonna turn back around. Continuing following the inside wall. Turns into a dead end, we might have to come back and click one of those other two tunnels. You know we need to go down or up. I don't know. Volcanic gas, you saw nothing. Ah! Thought that looked familiar, but no. I got something else. Watch this just dump you out on the other side of that map that you were just looking at. That's what it did. Yep, so we're gonna need to go down that middle path. That's the only way to go. When we can get there? Yeah, I'm sure we can. Make a left. Yep. Left we go. Just keep following the left wall. Don't know survival guide. The grounds tomb. That in here. No, you're not far enough in here yet. Dodo Mickey. We used to farm these things when we were making a name of that hat plus accuracy. Bothers me that I don't remember it at the moment. Yeah. Hecate's? Well, it was Hecate's eyes. There were different eyes that you needed. This isn't the right way. I'm just going to glance at one other thing, because one of these tunnels, I believe, was where we would spawn Bomb Queen. Yeah. And, we were trying to get bomb rings. At the time, that was a fairly decent, good ring to have. But other players would show up, the gear whores at least, they would want the knuckles that dropped off. And at the time I was still using destroyers, and I was trying to talk people into letting me roll on that simply because it would have been an actual upgrade for me, but gear whores, they wanted their shiny blades. Right. This looks like a notorious monster. Not on Thief. It should probably be on Thief, but... Alright, as long as the little set doesn't use an AoE effect, we'll be okay. Did a lot of damage now, did it? Oh, dropped a bunch of stuff. Scorpion's Claw, Shell, Lohar. Kind of sounds like a weapon. Take a look. An axe. Plus 5 charisma, level 69. Okay. Yay, axe. Screams beast. But, won't toss it out just yet. Just as far as I know, that might be like, you know, the crap drop. Brown's Tomb again. Alright, map, where are we? Follow the right wall. And... oh, okay, here's hoping that, trading those... I hope it's just an ice crystal and not an ice cluster. Trade. I'll just kill you. I think I've got ice clusters too. Okay. Yeah, I don't have a lot of them, but really, what are you going to use ice clusters for? Trade. There it is. Alright, so it's an ice cluster that you trade to turn off the lame spout. Get your spectral jig back up, silly. Ooh. Dude definitely was making a beeline for me, but... Okay. So now we're gonna go this way. Maybe another tunnel. Definitely feels like we're going up. Yep. Get that off the screen. Nothing that way. Oh yeah, we're definitely going down. Maybe. Tough to say. That leads somewhere, and that leads somewhere. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4 possible paths. One could it be? Might as well start with the closest. This is the direction you want to go. The dead end. Move this way. The lowest level. Oh, counterstand swore off. Underground's tomb. Still nothing for like words. A crystal for a telepoint or a survival guide. Those are gonna be hot. Hot. Tunga Jungle. Okay, this is not gonna... I don't think this is gonna take you where you want to go. I'm gonna double check real quick because I think this might be where the Ash Dragon resides. Yeah, you'll probably be able to see him if he's up. Lizards. Hurricane Wyvern. Bomb. Hi. How you doing? Oh, fair. Okay. Since I didn't see him on wide scan, I'm not gonna waste time with the ice cluster just to see if he's over there or not. I don't think this is the right way. I think this is what leads you to the falls in Utunga Jungle. I did say Utunga, didn't it? Yeah. A great place to go fish, maybe, but... But it's not where we need to go. We'll continue following the left wall. It's a one-way drop going back. Nightmare bats. Okay, this could be interesting. This little formation on the map just does not look familiar to me whatsoever. No more haste, son. Careful. This is a dead end. Which looks like it. This could also be the exit to Oyster of Flame. This may get my hopes up too. Maybe not. Run straight. See if this takes us into a zone line. But imagine it'll probably just take us into another map. Yeah, what it's doing. It's getting ready to wear off again. Little jig. Map. Go to the left. Go to the right. I'm thinking we probably need to go to the right, but left is closer, so let's just take a peek in here. Round again. I've gone far enough in to change the maps. Okay, this would have been the third way, so we can go back now. This is Dentrol not knowing where we're going. We haven't found the big wyverns yet. Maybe around the corner. Oh! Must have misread that. I thought there was... Okay, it's going to be over here. So you don't go down a one-way drop. Dodo Mickey! Okay, I was going to leave further back, so... Direction that we want to go. Out of curiosity, what's else in those? It's not showing. Fine. Didn't need to. Gut told me we needed to go north anyway, so north it is. Always trust your gut. Counterstance wore off again. This is not good. One-way drop. Alright. Backtrack. Get to sneak. I say we're getting our exploration in for today. Yeah, I thought Ifrit would just be a real simple, you know, you just go over there, use a telepoint crystal, and bam, you're done. But no. Map. All the way back, really? It's okay. Don't get stuck. You'd have to call a GM, and chances are GM's probably gone to bed by now. I really want to say there's something about this, but maybe not. It's gonna be this last one. Following the left wall, because somewhere we haven't been to yet. Almost there. Be neat if we get an eruption, but that doesn't happen too often. Brown's Tomb again. The mobs didn't go up in difficulty.